I feel awkward. I am about to cook something and I wanted to film myself do it. The reason I'm doing this, by the way, is because I've been eating not healthy recently and I want something to keep me accountable. And so I figure if I put effort into making a video of me cooking nutritious food, that will keep me motivated to actually not eat like shit. I don't know, I'm just trying this out. The thing that I'm making is a chickpea curry. I'm just trying to make it yummy, but not be super difficult to make. First, I gotta drain my chickpeas. Okay, normally I would urge people to keep the aquafaba because it can be useful, but I don't have any use for it right now, so I'm unfortunately just gonna put it down the drain. All right, chickpeas are rinsed. I'm gonna make some rice for like on the side or whatever. Transferring the chickpeas. And we're gonna just let this simmer while I'm making the curry because it should take about the same amount of time. I'm gonna rinse off these mushrooms and pat them dry. I've just heard that if mushrooms are still wet when you try to cook them, they're less good, but I don't actually know if that's true. I'm also gonna put in the rest of this tomato into the curry, so I'm gonna cut this now. I'm so not used to cutting tomatoes because I just never really cook with fresh tomatoes that often, actually. And I am kind of a tomato hater, at least like fresh tomatoes. I don't want to eat them on their own. And I tried to like them, but it never worked. That's actually everything I need to chop. Now I'll bring you over here. I'm just gonna heat up like a couple of tablespoons of oil first and put in the spices. So I'm putting in like maybe a teaspoon of curry powder. Then I'm putting in like a heaping tablespoon of garam masala. Then I'm putting in the rest of this garlic powder, a bit of onion powder, some turmeric, because why not? Freshly cracked black pepper, and some salt. Whoa, it's already getting really smelly. Okay, I gotta turn it down. We don't want it to burn, and they can burn kind of easily, so it's not good. Now we add some tomato sauce. And the thing that's kind of embarrassing is that I'm using pasta sauce. But this is all I had, okay? So it's fine. Adding in the mushrooms and tomato. Meanwhile, the rice is steaming. And I'm gonna stir that. And I might as well add the chickpeas now. And we gotta just let this simmer for a bit, like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. If you wait longer, it'll be even better. So I guess it's up to how patient you are. I gotta add more salt, actually. I almost forgot, I need to add sugar. All right, so there's like teaspoon of sugar. That might seem weird, but it actually helps to like combat some of the bitterness from like everything else. Makes it more flavorful. Adding a tiny bit more water so it doesn't get too thick. I'm turning it down to low so that nothing burns and I can just let it simmer for a while. We're gonna put in the final touches. I got this spinach, so I'm gonna put all the rest of that in. It shouldn't take long for this to wilt. And I'm also gonna put like a little bit of lemon juice to brighten up the flavor. And perhaps like one more dash of salt. And the rice is good. I checked it earlier. La 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 la. La 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 la. So now I'm going to plate the food. Put some rice in the bowl. And top it off with this stuff. Oop, splattered it a little bit. That's a good amount. All right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've splattered it a lot. All right. So that's the lovely shot of my dish. Now comes the moment of truth where I taste it. It smells all right, but it could smell better. Okay, it's a little spicy. It's not too spicy, and it's also not too salty. I actually think it's the right amount of salt, and it's pretty flavorful. Like, it's actually pretty damn good. I could have let it simmer a little bit longer, but that's kind of the only note I have. If I had gone all out and added all the spices and the fresh herbs, then it might be better. But this is still really good for how easy it is. Okay, it's worth noting, the mushrooms don't do anything. I can barely taste them. They're also just, like, they shrunk as they cooked, so they're not even like that noticeable. So I would say maybe the mushrooms aren't actually worth it. I don't know, the spinach doesn't actually do that much either, but it adds a lot of nutrition. Yum. No, this is really good. It's nice and salty, which is how I like it, but not too salty. I think that's all there is to this video, to be honest. It's good. Okay, another thing I wanted to add about this kind of dish is it's healthy, but it doesn't feel healthy because it's so good, in my opinion. To me, this is like a comfort food, but it's like there's not really anything in it that's bad, you know? Like, sure, for some people, salt is not great for your blood pressure. I don't have that problem, so I don't care about that. And then, like, yeah, I guess the bit of oil that I added at the beginning is potentially unnecessary, but like everything else, you could argue that the white rice doesn't really add anything nutritionally, but like everything else, especially the spinach and the chickpeas, like it's really good for you. So that's why I really like making this type of dish. All right.